Good day, I'm Shazia Khan, the Head of Marketing and Communications, and I have with me Nkosinathi Mnisi, a new business executive at Coface South Africa. Today, we'll be educating you on trade credit insurance and the importance thereof. So let's jump straight into it. Nati, can you tell me about trade credit insurance?
All right. So good question, Shazia. So trade credit insurance covers your most important part of your business, which is your cash flow, against insolvencies and against unpaid invoices. And obviously we know that if those occurrences were to happen, your business could obviously suffer dearly. So we're at the heart of that. We want to protect you against those eventualities. And the good part about that is we've got certain products that are set out from your SME all the way to your large global companies. So we cater for most of the markets with regards to covering the heart of their trade.
Okay, perfect. So besides the cash flow element, what else does trade credit insurance provide businesses with?
Oh, good question. So we give you certainty that you wouldn't have with regards to your buyers that you're currently operating with and your potential future buyers as well. So imagine going into business with someone that you know how you're going to trade with before you go into business with them. We provide you with that certainty. We provide you with that clearance. We provide you with that knowledge of the buyer that you're going into business with. And obviously, it gives you that peace of mind, like I said, that you can trade more peacefully knowing exactly what kind of buyer you have in your business and what kind of buyer you're going into business with. Another example of that is if I'm trading with someone and they default against my other buyer, for example, Coface will let me know before the time that this person is defaulting. That's a risk to your business. So therefore, I'm protected as well from that aspect. So it does give you that nice certainty, and it's very, very good for business making decisions, basically.
You mentioned smaller companies and larger corporations as well. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Oh, excellent. So what we've done at Coface, we've actually taken time to understand each sector. So we've got our SME product, which offers to small SME clients with a turnover of between 1 million and 40 million rand. It covers you the basics, your insolvencies and bad debts, and we monitor your books as well for your buyers. When you got your trade liner policy, which covers you for between 40 million and 2 billion rands, also covers you for your insolvencies and bad debts and for your unpaid invoices. But there you can also add a few things to there, which is tailor-made for your business. Then you go to a global liner policy, which is a brilliant one for your multi-global line policies, where a client is trading in more than one country with a turnover of more than 2 billion rand. This covers you for the same insolvencies, bad debts, but then again, like trade liner, we can tailor-make the product to suit your company's needs.
So the perception of trade credit insurance cover is that it is quite expensive. Yeah. So can you maybe explain a bit more on that?
Yeah, sure. So there is this perception in the market that trade credit is expensive, but if you look at the risk that we're covering for you, it's actually quite a cheap product with regards to what we're covering for you. So if a client defaults against you, there's a cash flow risk which could actually lead to your business suffering itself. So we're actually making sure that your business cash flow is always intact at all given times. And also what we've done as well is we put a reward system there as well. So if you don't claim on your policy, we actually give you some money back from not claiming. So you do get a reward back for not claiming, and quite a large portion of it as well. And if you do claim, which is why you got the insurance in the first place, you've got the certainty of knowing that your cash flow is protected, and that large invoice you're worried about is actually covered. And therefore you can actually still continue with your trade.
Okay, great. So although expensive, really beneficial for business.
Really beneficial for business, a lot of peace of mind as well, and you get a reward system back at the end of the day as well.
So how would this then benefit businesses in terms of their customers or their debtors or their buyers?
Yeah. So good question. So as mentioned earlier on, so imagine going into business with someone and you really know their background. What we do, we give you the certainty of the client's background so you know who you're going to business with, and you do the same with your current book as well. So therefore, you're always knowing you've got a nice overview of your whole entire trade at any given time and for your potential future businesses. So basically, we're giving you the certainty of knowing that you are going to trade with someone and this is what you can expect from that trade. But at the same time, there is a shortfall that they could still claim, they could still not pay the invoice. We give you the certainty of knowing that should that occurrence happen, we're going to cover the invoice for you. So therefore, your buyers, your risk, which is our risk and your risk, is always somehow protected. And we make sure ultimately that you can trade in peace with that peace of mind of knowing that should the worst actually happen, you are covered for that risk.
So Nati, coming back to your comment on smaller and larger corporations, you also mentioned multinationals. Yeah. How does this then cover both local and international customers?
Look, it's a very good question. So Coface has got over 4,000 employees all across the world, and we underwrite in 100 countries for over 200 countries. So which therefore means we're at the heart of trade globally. So we actually understand the buyers internationally, and it helps us make quick decisions for our buyers or for our clients with regard to their buyers, whether they are locally or they're actually internationally. So which therefore means that from your side, we help you with your homework as a business owner with potential clients or current buyers, even if they're not within your local area. They could be obviously international. We help you with that knowledge about those clients.
Okay,
which is a positive.
Absolutely, really great. And then what about trade credit insurance protecting balance sheets? Maybe you can explain that to me a little bit.
Remember, the biggest risk to your business is cash flow. Cash flow is the biggest risk to your business. So the last thing you want as a business owner, well, the first thing you want is certainty that you will get what you actually service for or what you sold. So the last thing that could happen, the worst case scenario, is that someone that you've serviced or sold the product to, they don't honor their payment, they don't honor that service. So therefore there's a risk of an unpaid debt there or insolvencies, which still could happen. We don't want that risk to damage your business at all, or limit the damage as much as possible. That's when trade credit comes in, and to protect the balance sheet, where we actually cover a large portion of that loss. Actually, up to 90% of that loss would be covered. But again, I must still stress that if you don't claim, we could still pay you a portion of the money back at the next year. So there's always some risk and reward. And there's certainty as well with regards to your current balance sheet. So it's a catch-22, but which works to your advantage. So you're always ahead of the game and ahead of your trade as well.
Okay, great. Thanks, Nati. That essentially says that Coface keeps clients at the center of their business.
100%. And remember as well, we're trying not to interfere with our clients and their buyers. So that's when we get involved to actually collect an invoice so that you can still have a partnership with your buyers.
Okay, great. And then I think what's important with any type of insurance, maybe you can explain to me, how do we claim against a loss if we have a trade credit insurance policy?
Very good question. So I'm going to give it a scenario. So I've made a sale to you and you didn't pay you don't pay me for the invoice within 30 days. So we agreed terms that you will pay me in 30 days and you don't pay me for that. So therefore, I'll give you some time to kind of pay me and you still don't pay me for whatever reason. Now, there is an impact on my business. So you can put a claim with Coface with what we call a notification of loss. And we then begin the process of trying to collect the money from the buyer by Coface coming in and trying to collect on your behalf so that you can still maintain the partnership with your buyers. At that same time, you know that should we fail, or whether we fail or succeed, we'll still pay out our clients what's due to them, or well, 90% of what's due to them, which is a bonus. And then obviously from an insolvency perspective, you can't prevent an business insolvency, but what Coface can do is obviously if a client goes insolvent, it shouldn't really impact you too much. So we're going to cover you within 30 days of you telling us of that insolvency. You have 7 days to tell us, of course. And then from there, we cover you for the insolvency, a large portion of the invoice due to you. Okay. So which means you've got the certainty of knowing that, yes, we've monitored the book, we've given you information on the buyers, but even if they do claim, we're going to help you with that invoice as well to make sure that your business is protected and your trade continues.
Thank you so much, Nati. That's although a mouthful and a lot of information, I think it's really important, and it gives us a good idea and indication of what trade credit insurance actually offers. So I think in a nutshell, trade credit insurance provides you with peace of mind and also the confidence to trade with their buyers and their customers at higher exposures.
100%. You could have said better. I could have said it better. Well done.
Thank you so much, Nati. We hope this video has been educational for you, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.